Hello everybody, welcome to another week of Makers Monday. I am Anastasia Radloff, aka Stampin' Blondie, and thank you for joining me for another week of live step-by-step crafting. Now I'm live here on Facebook, but also on my YouTube page, so let me just make sure that I am live and ready to go on both of those. If you're watching, make sure to say hi, let me know where you're joining me from. It's always fun to see where everybody is joining me from each week. All right, looks like I am live on Facebook, and let me just check. YouTube, looks like I'm good to go on YouTube as well. So make sure to comment, say hi, let me know that you're on here watching. If you're watching this via replay, let me know that you were able to join this week as well. Now, I hope you all had an amazing weekend. I spent my weekend working my annual BOGO sale. So this weekend and through Wednesday, I have my annual virtual BOGO. So that is held in my Stampin' Blondie BOGO Facebook group. The link to that is in the description of this video, so you can go ahead and join that group once you're done if you haven't already shopped. There are still tons of stamp sets, die sets, punch bundles, and ink pads. Lots of fun goodies, embossing folders still available to claim for BOGO. So how BOGO works is that you get to shop my retired items, and those are the get one free of the buy one, get one free. You then get to shop the current Stampin' Up! Catalog, and you get my retired items for free. So I mail those to you, or you pick up here in Tucson, and so you buy one from the catalog, get whatever you want from my retired items. Now I have everything from Christmas, Halloween, sentiments, there's some other occasions in there, some animals, and everything in between that you can think of. All of my stamp sets are in like new or new condition. Great way to find those items that you may have missed out on from previous catalogs at a great deal. So make sure to join my BOGO Facebook group. The virtual BOGO is running. Let's see. It looks like I may have gotten kicked off. Now I'm going to see if I can recover the broadcast here. Let's see if that works. Let me know, hopefully. Oh no, let me know if I'm still on here. I had to hit a button. So let's see if that's still going. If I'm still live, give me a thumbs up or let me know. Either way, this is being recorded. So either way, I'm still gonna be on Facebook. Let me just refresh here to see if I am still live on my Facebook group. So just let me know, hopefully I'm still live on there. I don't know what happened. May have been a little glitch in my internet. So it looks like I'm still okay there. So hopefully I'm good to go. So yeah, okay, good. I'm still here. Carol says I'm still here. So thank you, Carol. It's good to know. I don't know what just happened. The internet, gotta love it. All right. Let's go ahead and swap the camera. I have a couple announcements to go over, and then we will jump into our projects here for the day. So there we go. Hopefully, Carol says my picture is smaller. Not sure how to fix that. I'm sorry. But we'll continue on. All right, just a reminder, like I mentioned, my Stampin' BOGO will run through this Wednesday, June 14th. So the details are on my Stampin' Blondie BOGO page. Lots of great things still available for virtual BOGO. All right, next up is the starter kit promotion. So if you have a long wish list and there are items that you are wanting to get at a discount, the Stampin' Up! Starter Kit is on sale right now. So you get to choose $155 of any products from the catalog for $99. That is an amazing deal. Now, there is no obligation to host classes, teach events, do Facebook Lives. You can be what I deem a happy shopper and get items on your wish list for 20 to 25% off. Now, I have a team of demonstrators across the country, so no matter if you are in Tucson here or not, you can still be a part of the Stampin' Blondie team. Courtney, you did not miss Prize Patrol yet. I still have that over here to do. So you did not miss Prize Patrol with the glitch just yet. So the starter kit, like I said, you can choose anything you want. Even the big Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. It's like right here over my shoulder here. So you can choose even the big Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and you could even have a little left over to get some embossing folders or a die set to go along with that. So $155 worth of your choice of product, $99, no requirement to teach classes or host events. We have an amazing team of demonstrators. I would love to have you join our Stampin' Blondie team. If you have questions about what it means to be a demonstrator, you have 4 or 5 months to test it out. No obligation, so you can get your starter kit and that can be it as well. So let me know if you have questions about joining the Stampin' Blondie team. Like I said, I would love to have you on our team. We have a great group of teammates from across the nation, and we do live and virtual events together. So no matter where you live, you can still join in. All right, next up is our designer series paper sale. I went over this last week. This continues through the end of this month. Our designer series papers are 15% off. Now, this does not include specialty papers like our foil, our holographic papers, just our regular designer series papers. Now, if you're interested in getting a little bit of taste of all of our designer series papers, including specialty designer series papers, my annual catalog paper share is currently open for registrations. Now, I want to give a little update about this. I announced this last week, and if you have registered in the past week on my website, something happened. There was some kind of glitch, and I was not receiving notifications of those that have registered. So I contacted the people that designed my website and we worked out the bugs today. So if you have already registered for my paper share, please reach out to me and let me know. For some reason, I don't know why, my website was not emailing me. I had the correct email address and everything. I'm not sure why I was not getting those notifications. So if you have registered for my paper share in the past week, please reach out to me, let me know. I will be posting on my Facebook page again, just a little update. But if you've registered and I haven't responded or anything to you, please let me know and I will get you signed up because I don't want to miss anybody that has already registered. All right, so today Prize Patrol. I almost forgot Prize Patrol too. So last week I forgot to do Prize Patrol, so we're just gonna skip over that. So 2 weeks ago, my Prize Patrol was the hand-drawn dots stamp set. So this is a cling mount stamp set, meaning your traditional red rubber. This is the stamp set that I demonstrated during the Stampin' Up's On-Stage event that was in Anaheim, California. In front of 700 demonstrators, I demonstrated projects with this stamp set. So the winner of Prize Patrol from the hand-drawn dots is Kathy Tynan. I'm sorry if I mess up your last name. Kathy, make sure to reach out to me. I do not have your shipping address. So Kathy is the winner from our Prize Patrol from previous weeks. And this week's Prize Patrol is a full package of a 6x6 gingham designer series paper. This includes 4 colors: balmy blue, mint macaron, petal pink, and sweet sorbet. So a great, like this would be really fun to create some 4th of July projects with. Great to keep for Christmas, Valentine's Day. So great Prize Patrol 6x6 designer series paper is our Prize Patrol for this week. All you have to do is share this video, comment that you shared, and you'll be entered into Prize Patrol. It's easy, super easy. All right, let me get a drink of water here. All right, our projects this week feature the Hello Kiwi stamp set. Now this is a photopolymer stamp set from our annual catalog. It is a standalone stamp set, meaning there are no punches and no dies to go along with this, but I have found a little workaround with a punch, so I will share that when we do our projects. The Hello Kiwi stamp set features 11 stamps and is found on page 54 of our annual catalog. Now, I'd like to work with stamp sets that don't have those coordinating products to go with it. It's fun to kind of think outside the box and see different things that will kind of mix and match with our products that do have coordinating items. So you can see here there's some fun projects that Stampin' Up! Has added to the catalog, but the Hello Kiwi stamp set is a standalone stamp set from our annual catalog. We're going to use every single stamp except one today in our projects. We're not going to use this thanks, but you can easily swap out sentiments however you want. All right. Let's get into our projects. So each week on my website, stampandblondie.com, Monday morning when I have Makers Monday, I post our project PDF tutorial. This is a free PDF tutorial. It has all of the item names, numbers, prices, dimensions of the 3 projects that we are going to create here today. Now, if you are wanting to create these projects yourself, you can get my weekly class kit to go. Now, this includes all of the cardstock, embellishments, ribbon, if we use that on projects, for the 3 cards today. All you have to do is place an order on my website using this week's host code, which is right here at the bottom of my picture here. Place an order of $35 prior to shipping and tax, and I will send you this week's Makers Monday kits for free. Now, if you place an order of $50 or more, I have an embellishment that I feature each week, and this week is the Tinsel Gems 4-pack. Now, there is a Tinsel Gems 3-pack, so we're doing the 4-pack. Now, this has 4 different colors, 2 of each different embellishment size. We have a lemon lime twist. I think this is like flirty flamingo, blueberry bushel, and probably like shaded spruce, garden green, somewhere in there for the greens. But they have these little flecks of tinsel in there that give off kind of like a holographic look to them. Very fun, and we're going to use that on our 3 projects today. Now, speaking of our 3 projects, let me get these in the frame. Here is our first project we're going to make. Now, this features an embossing folder. I've already pre-embossed it just to save a little bit of time today, but I'm going to show you a fun technique on how to create your own colored baker's twine. Now, this stamp set, even though it's called Hello Kiwi, I wanted to create a card that isn't kiwi color. So this is Berry Bursts, and we're going to feature some of those berries from the stamp set. And then this is our last project here, featuring the Brights Designer Series paper and a little bit of Wink of Stella for just some shimmer and shine. All right, let's go ahead and get started with our projects. Like I mentioned, this Blueberry Bushel card is our first one. You can see here that embossing in the background there, very fun. All right, so we have a piece of Blueberry Bushel cardstock. Now, Blueberry Bushel was actually one of our in colors a few years ago. It was very popular, so Stampin' Up! Decided to bring it back. We also have Lemon Lime Twist, which again was an in color that was popular and brought back. And then our piece of Basic White that I've already pre-embossed with the Basics 3D embossing folder. I've used this set of 3 folders a lot in my past Makers Mondays. They come 3 in a package. We have stars, dots, and I like to, it's like, here's the other one. It's like crisscross. So kind of a fun embossing folder set. Now, this is an online exclusive item, meaning it's not found in our catalog. So this is the Basics 3D embossing folders. And let's get started. So we have our piece of Pacific Point Retired Blueberry Bushel cardstock. And I'm gonna show you how to make this fun baker's twine down here. So all you need is a roll of regular white baker's twine, a Stampin' Blends. Now I'm gonna be using the light blueberry bushel Stampin' Blends, and a piece of just scrap white cardstock and some washi tape. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my baker's twine, and actually this technique was the very first YouTube video I ever did back, like, I think it was like 10 years ago maybe, is when I did my very first YouTube video. And so this, if you want to go back in time and see how bad that video was produced, you can watch that. But this technique is what I did back then for my very first YouTube video, and it was really fun to create at the time. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking the baker's twine and I'm wrapping it around my piece of scrap basic white. Now I'm going to take the washi tape, and on both sides, both ends, I'm just going to push the washi tape and tape it to this one side here. Now I'm going to flip it over, and with my light blueberry bushel Stampin' Blends, with the tip end, not the brush end, but the tip end, we're going to take this. And if you've ever seen striped baker's twine, it kind of has diagonal hash lines into it. So we're going to create our own. So I'm just going to take my Stampin' Blends marker, and I'm going to color diagonal lines into my white baker's twine. This is a great technique for creating your own baker's twine to match whatever project you're working on. Now we currently don't have any blueberry bushel baker's twine, so this is the best way to be able to do that. So I'm just flipping over my twine, and I'm gonna peel off one of the washi tapes and just color in diagonal lines across here. All right, and then when you unravel it, you have striped baker's twine, just like if you were to buy it in the store. So a really fun technique to be able to match whatever project you are working on. Now, because I'm going to tie this into a double bow, I'm just going to double up my pieces of baker's twine and cut it in half. And then we're going to tie this into a bow. Now, you want to use Stampin' Blends to do this technique because they're alcohol-based markers, so it dries instantly. If you were to use Stampin' Write markers, it would take a little bit longer for them to dry. So I just use Stampin' Blends to make sure that it dries instantly, and then I don't have blue all over my fingers when I'm trying to tie this. All right, so my two pieces are tied into a bow. Clip the ends, and then you have your baker's twine that's striped, and it looks like it is purposefully made like that. So just a quick and fun technique to be able to create your own colored baker's twine. Now, even if you didn't want the striped and you just wanted solid blue, you could do the same thing. Just take your Stampin' Blends and color straight lines right onto the twine instead of diagonal lines, and then you'll get colored baker's twine full. But I like the striped look, so just a fun little technique there. All right, we're gonna adhere our embossed piece of basic white cardstock to our lemon lime twist. Now I'm using multi-purpose liquid glue because it really gets into the grooves of your cardstock. And I showed last week of a card that I received, actually I still have it right here, a card that I received where they used just Stampin' Seal adhesive, and look how easy it was for that to come off. So that's why I like to use multi-purpose liquid glue, because it really gets into the creases of that embossing. On the back of that, we're gonna add Stampin' Dimensionals to adhere this to our card base. And because this is a little bit bigger, we're gonna add one in the middle there too. And that's gonna go right onto our blueberry bushel card base. Right, we can kind of put that off to the side and we are gonna do some stamping here. Now I've got, under my papers here, I've just got some spare basic white cardstock. So all of my, here I'll put this in frame so you can see it. All of the kiwi that I'm gonna do today is all on scrap paper. It's a great way to be able to use your scraps up. We all have white pieces of paper that we just need to get rid of. So scrap paper is great for this stamp set. All right, I gotta peel all my stamps apart. They would come apart. And for this set, we are going to use Lemon Lime Twist ink and Tuxedo Black Memento ink, as well as Blueberry Bushel for our berry there. So we need this and that, and I didn't even push these hard together. They just like to stick together with the photopolymer. All right, first we're gonna stamp the outside of our kiwi with our Tuxedo Black Memento. So ink up our outside of our kiwi and just stamp. And we're doing one more of those. You know what, let me see if this one is a little more inked up. Need to re-ink that one. There we go, that's a little bit better. There we go. And then our berry, we're gonna stamp the outside in full Blueberry Bushel. So we're just gonna ink it and stamp. And then the middle, we're just gonna take a spare piece of paper. We're gonna ink up the middle of the berry. We're gonna stamp off once, stamp off one more time, and then we're going to fill in the berry. So that gives the color of the blue, but it's not the full form Blueberry Bushel as well. So our die cut piece of Lemon Lime Twist cardstock. I don't know what is going on with my thing. Nobody else is home, so I'm not sure why mine is having such an issue, but like I said, it's still recording, so hopefully it doesn't interrupt too much. But I am continuing the broadcast, it's recording, so even if I do get cut off, it's still gonna upload. All right, our inside of our kiwi is gonna be Lemon Lime Twist. This is like the true kiwi color here. That'll go there. And then once more right there. Now, I told you that there was a little trick that I found. Now, on our online exclusive, Stampin' Up! Has brought back 2 punches. We have the 2-inch circle punch and the 1 3/4 inch circle punch. Now, this is the 2-inch circle punch, and it fits perfectly around the kiwis, so you don't have to cut them out by hand. So while this stamp set doesn't have any coordinating dies or punches to go with it, the 2-inch circle punch works perfect for cutting out these little kiwis. All right, our berry now, unfortunately, there's not a punch to go for the berries. So we're just going to hand cut this out. Now, I'm not gonna go super crazy with fussy cutting because this doesn't really need it. You can just do a quick cut around the outside for this because the berry is supposed to be a little lumpy and uneven, so a quick cut is really easy to do with that. And now we assemble. So we have our 2 punched out kiwis, and we're going to adhere those with our liquid glue. So right there. And then our other kiwi here, right on top. Our berry is gonna go on with a Stampin' Dimensional, and that's gonna go above the kiwi here. Our sentiment's gonna go on with dimensionals as well. Now, the edge of dimensionals, you have these kind of skinnier, thinner ones. These work really great with this die cut piece here. So they're not as thick and they go right across the middle of your piece. Right there. We're gonna put our baker's twine that we colored on with a glue dot, and that's gonna go in the lower right corner. I'm glad you liked that tip, Veronica. It's why fussy cut out these kiwis when the circle punch works perfect. And then we're gonna use the blueberry bushel, the tinsel gems, the 4-pack, and the spatula end works really well with this. And we're gonna put 2 up here and 1 right there. And that is our first card today, featuring the Hello Kiwi stamp set. I like this one. The blueberry bushel and the lemon lime twist work really well, contrasting each other. You have the darker of the blueberry and the brightness of the lemon lime twist. That embossing in the back just really gives it some texture, and that homemade baker's twine looks really fun on the bottom there. So that's our first project today. I hope you guys liked that one. All right, our second card. This is also using a lemon lime twist. Now this is a very simple project for those that may be more of a beginner stamper. Now this is featuring our Bright Designer Series paper. This is very easy to be able to stamp your sentiment. Now mine is going to be a little different because I must have cut mine in the opposite direction. So my Designer Series paper, the sentiment is just going to go on the opposite side. So instead of going up this way, it's going to go down this way. We have a piece of basic white cardstock, 4 1/4 by 11, and I'm going to use my bone folder to crisp up my line there. We're gonna adhere our piece of Designer Series paper to our basic black. And I'm just gonna use my Stampin' Seal adhesive to adhere that on there, right in the middle. And I just wanna make sure that I am gonna stamp this the right way. So our sentiment says, "You hold the kiwi to my heart." Now you can see here some of the lines are thinner than the others. So my goal is to get it right into this line here where it is about the same thickness all the way down. So I just want to make sure before I ink anything up. Yep, that'll work. Yep, that side works better. So we're going to take our Tuxedo Black ink and ink up our sentiment. And that's just gonna go right into, I'm gonna pull it a little closer just to make sure I get right in there with my sentiment. All right, we're also going to stamp on a piece of white cardstock. Let me get my pieces out here. I put all my papers on top of it, of course. There we go, bunch of white. We're gonna stamp 2 of the round kiwis, and then there's also this half kiwi that we're going to do as well. So the half kiwi will be there. Let's grab all of that. Here we go. And we're gonna use lemon lime twist again. So we're just gonna put that off to the side, get all of our stuff situated here, and this one. So we're gonna stamp 2 of those larger kiwis. Again, we're gonna use that 2-inch circle punch so you don't have to, oh, I was out of view there. There we go. 2-inch circle punch so you don't have to hand cut all of these. You'll just have to hand cut the half shape one, but again, very easy to hand cut this out. Now, as I was creating these, I thought that this half shape one could be used because the fill-in part of it, this almost looks like an orange with the way it is. So you could technically maybe create another card out of this using pumpkin pie to be able to fill this in. You'll see what I mean here. See, this would look like an orange slice. Now the main kiwis, they don't really look real good in pumpkin pie, but the half slice one would be good for creating different fruit as well. Now we're just filling in our kiwis here. And now we're gonna cut it all out. So we have our 2-inch circle punch to cut this out. Now these punches are found on the very last page of our online exclusive items. So if you go on there and you're like, hey, I don't see them, where are they? They're the last 2 items on the online exclusive. So they are kind of hidden on there, but there's a 2-inch and a 1 3/4 inch circle punch. So if you were looking for punches that are great and versatile, these are the ones. All right, see how easy that was to cut out? Very, very simple. All right, now we're going to assemble. So ours is just gonna be a little bit opposite from this one. I have on the first card, I have it stacked kind of like this, and we're just gonna swap our kiwis around a little bit, and it's gonna be stacked this way. Oh, my dog is in the kitchen knocking her bowl because she wants some water, even though she had water earlier this afternoon. She just wants more, apparently. So we've got our 2 kiwis here. And our last one is gonna go on with a Stampin' Dimensional. And again, you can use these outline pieces for those. That's how she knows. She lets me know that she doesn't have any water. And then the back of this, we're gonna add more dimensionals to adhere this to our card base. So don't forget these little bits of dimensionals, even though they're not the traditional hexagon shaped, these will still work perfect. When I first started, I would just throw this away after all the hexagons were gone. And then I was like, wait, this is still dimensionals, don't waste that. So these little odd shapes are still perfectly usable, so make sure to use the entire sheet. Now if you want to step this card up a little bit more, you can always add ribbon or other embellishments, but this I thought looked really great on its own here. And then as a final touch, we're gonna add 2 of the Lemon Lime Twist Tinsel Gems. And those are gonna go right there and right there. Oh, and like I mentioned, Wink of Stella. So if you are not too familiar with what Wink of Stella is, it is a glitter brush. Those that have followed me know I do not have any loose glitter in my craft room. My husband is active duty military, so glitter is really bad to get on his uniform. So the Wink of Stella glitter brush is perfect because it is no loose glitter. I can add some shimmer and shine to my projects, and it's buildable. So if I paint on the first layer and I'm like, I want more shine, I mean, you can never have enough shimmer and shine. You can add more and more to get the desired amount that you want. And so there is our second project. Hopefully you guys can see that little bit of shine on the kiwi. But that is our second project featuring the Hello Kiwi stamp set. Fun, easy, like I said, even for beginners, anybody can punch out a circle and anybody can cut a half shape. So even if you are a beginner, this is a really easy project for you to get into stamping. So that is our second project here today. So I hope you guys like this one as well. All right, our last project, like I mentioned, is a Hello Kiwi card that's not a kiwi. So this stamp set has these really fun berries, and I wanted to create a project using that splatter stamp. Now, I really love the splatter stamps. It's fun to be able to create these backgrounds with the splatter and create different textures and dots and splatters and stuff. So I'm gonna show you how I created that. So we have a piece of Berry Burst cardstock. This is 5.5 by 8.5, and we're gonna fold this in half to create our card base. Now this also uses the Brights Designer Series paper. So here's actually the opposite side of that first project that or the last project that we used lemon lime twist paper. Here is the other side of that. So we're just gonna use our liquid glue to adhere that to a piece of basic white. So it's gonna go right in the middle here. Now I'm using liquid glue for this just because in case I don't get it exactly where I want it, I have a few seconds to kind of move the paper around exactly where I want it to go. And then this is gonna go down to our card base. So right there for that. Right, I have a piece of basic white cardstock that I've already pre-die cut with the scalloped contour dies, and I'm gonna show you how I created this really fun splatter background. So I'm just gonna take my spare piece of grid paper just to cover my workspace and the splatter stamp with Berry Burst ink. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna ink up the background. We're going to stamp off onto our grid paper, and then we're gonna stamp onto our background. I don't want my background to be super intense because my berries are gonna be here in the front. So I want the berries to be the focal point where the splatter is just tinted in the background. So we're just gonna ink up again, stamp off, and stamp our background again. And then just continue that around our entire paper here. We're just gonna rotate our splatter all around as well and make sure some fits there. And then our last bit here, right there. So there's our fun splatter background. Now we're also going to use our Blackberry Bliss ink for the outside of our berry. So let me wipe off the berry stamp with the Blueberry Bliss, or the Blueberry Bushel ink. And we're gonna stamp our berry, outside berry, in Blackberry. So ink this up. We're gonna stamp one berry up here, another one over here, and then on a scrap piece of paper, another one just right there. So we have our 3 berries. Now we're also going to use the middle berry. Where did that go? Where's our middle? There it is. Let me wipe that one off, and we're gonna stamp the middle of this using Berry Burst. So we have the outline of it is with Blackberry Bliss, just to make sure it is darker than the middle of our berry. And then the inside is full Berry Burst. So we're not gonna stamp off on this one. So we've got that and that. So there we go. So we have our splatter for our background, which is that stamped off method. And then we have our middle berries that are full power ink. And then we're gonna stamp this one as well. Just like that blueberry one, we are going to fussy cut this out. I know some people are not fans of fussy cutting, but again, like I mentioned, this one is very easy to fussy cut because berries aren't perfect. They're lumpy, they're odd shaped, so you don't even have to cut this in a, perfect fashion. You can just quick, easy cut it out like I am here, and it'll still look great. So around our corners here, there you go, quick and easy. Now we also have to stamp our hello sentiment down here in the lower right, which is using our tuxedo black. Now you could use the Blackberry Bliss ink, but I just wanted this to stand out and be really dark from the rest of our project here. All right, our little berry is gonna go on with a Stampin' Dimensional. Again, those edge pieces are perfect because this is kind of oblong shape, so that edge piece of our dimensional works really well there. That's gonna go in the middle. The back of this splatter piece is also gonna have Stampin' Dimensionals. If you can't tell, I love Stampin' Dimensionals. And again, these extra little pieces work really well. I like Stampin' Dimensionals because, again, no matter what skill level you are, anybody can put dimensionals onto a project and just kind of step it up a little bit. And that's gonna go, make sure, yep, lower right corner. And then as our last touch, our 4 tinsel gems, well, the 4-pack of tinsel gems. We're gonna take 2 of the larger gems and we're gonna put these in the upper right, and then 1 down here at the bottom of our sentiment piece. And there is, oh, let me get it in frame. There is our last card today featuring the Hello Kiwi stamp set. That isn't a kiwi card. So these aren't just for kiwis. You can create really fun berry projects. Summer is here, so you can create some fun projects with berry baskets and different things, but a really fun layout. And this is good to create in a variety of colors. So I showed you how to do a blueberry earlier, so you could do this in blue or red for different colored berries. This is a really fun layout to recreate as well. All right, so let me bring in our 3 projects that we created here today. Let me know which one in the comments is your favorite. We have our Berry Burst card, our You Hold the Kiwi to My Heart, and then the Blueberry Bushel Kiwi card down here at the bottom. Now, as a lover of all things pinkish, I'd have to say this Berry Burst card is my favorite today, but I love the bright and bold colors of all 3 projects that we worked on here today. So let me know in the comments which one is your favorite card that I created here for you today. All right, well, thank you everybody for joining me for another week of Makers Monday. As a reminder, if you are wanting to receive this week's Makers Monday projects, place a $35 order on my website using the host code that's listed below by this Thursday at midnight, end of the day, Arizona time, and I will send you these project pieces. If you place an order of $50 or more, I will send you a free package of the Tinsel Gems 4-pack as well. Now, don't forget my online BOGO event runs through the end of Wednesday. You can find the link to my BOGO event in the description of this video. Now, because of the holiday next Monday, there will not be a Maker's Monday. I have the day off of work and I fully enjoy to take that as a rest day. So I will see you in 2 weeks featuring projects with the Coffee Friends stamp set. A little change up from my Maker's Monday schedule that I have, but only because some of the products aren't available from the suite that I was going to work on. So I look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks for another week of Maker's Monday. Until then, I hope you have an amazing week. Until next time.